Question 2. How does your media product represent particular social groups? Our thriller opening sequence represents the following: gender, class, and age. Using a male character, we presented gender as stereotypical, relating to stereotypes in today's society. As seen by the image of our male heroine, he is wearing a dark suit. The use of mise-en-scene is particularly important to the representation of gender, presenting our heroine as smart and manly as if a dominant character. This creates a contrast to the dramatic convention of the thriller genre, heightening the tension. Also, the use of props not only present a mysterious narrative to the opening sequence, but present the gender of men as peculiar but powerful, suggesting dominant characteristics. The props also represent the heroine's role in the opening sequence as the man who knows what he's doing, making the scene chaotic. Props and clothing suggest our heroine is an upper-class stereotypical male. However, the location of a house is presented as homely and therefore contrasts with the cinematography of the heroine. This is important as it keeps the audience in suspense, quickly changing their judgment. By representing class, we had an overall idea of how our heroine should be presented and give the audience a social group of either working or upper class to relate to. Age is also seen in our opening sequence. For example, our use of props are items that are stereotypical in a social group of adolescent and adult people. Within our props, we use drugs and a passport. These can be items associated with a young adult or adolescent group that is mixed with a bad crowd. This heightens the suspense, giving the audience something to relate to, possibly experience a similar situation. If we were to continue making the film to our thriller opening sequence, we could represent the social groups of sexuality and race. Race is a social group presented in 1992 psychological thriller The Crying Game, exploring the themes of race with its use of cinematography. In 1992, there were many riots due to the acceptance of race, therefore The Crying Game uses camera work such as close-up to represent these problems. This could be used similarly in our opening sequence to a thriller film. Sexuality is another social group that is represented in many thriller films. For example, the films I, Robot and Sherlock Holmes presents different sexualities through characters. This can be seen through sound, such as dialogue, and mise-en-scene, such as lighting and costume. We could also have used this similarly in our opening sequence film.
Created using Powtoon.